hello, beautiful people. I am back like I never left. I'm extremely happy because today, I got my green screen together. I feel very good. I have my lip gloss on. I just feel good. Listen, in life, challenges are going to come, things are going to happen. It's all about how you respond versus react and still make the choice to show up, right? No matter what, right? When you're dedicated to what you want to do, when you're dedicated to your dream, your vision, and all that life has for you, you just got to sometimes roll with the punches and just do what you have to do. But anyways, I'm super excited to be here again. I appreciate all of you who have tuned in, that have supported the Maximum Evolution book project, and also for the amazing contributing authors that have been on this project as well. Thank you for your yes. Listen, I'm a person that I am sometimes like a little spastic. Like I'm just like, oh, you think it would be great? Say yes, do this. Tomorrow it's due. And people just people say yes. And I absolutely love that. That also shows their tenacity and their power of the yes, and also them taking a risk and betting on themselves. Because you just never know what happens when you say yes to opportunity or to a door that may just be slightly peeked open, right? So you just never know. So always say yes, only if it's aligned to what it is that you want to do, right? Just not always say yes. Let me change my words, because sometimes we say yes and we need to say a strong no, capital N-O with an exclamation mark. But, saying yes to opportunities and things that can add value to your life is just always, don't let fear, all those limiting beliefs hold you back from whatever it is that you want to do. So stay in a constant yes to win. That's all I got to say about that. But anyway, I'm super excited. I have one of our amazing contributing authors. I like to say amazing is great. Phenomenal is even better, but extraordinary, because over this side, everybody on this side of the Maximum Evolution world is extraordinary. I'm just saying. So I'm going to bring up one of our lovely co-authors. Say hello to the beautiful people.
Hello.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, greetings, beautiful people. I am Vernae Tayor, entrepreneur, speaker, mentor, and host of Our Breakthrough Podcast, and one of the amazing contributing authors to this amazing, extraordinary, like she said, project. So thank you so much for having me. I'm also the CEO and founder of Triple Threat Vision, and I'm happy to be here.
Yes, tell the audience how they can connect with you. I don't know if you heard me. Tell the audience how they can connect with you.
Oh my goodness, how can they connect with me? At Vernae Tayor, and I will go ahead and put that in there. Basically, at Vernae Tayor all across social media platforms, as you see it listed here. You can find me everywhere at Vernae Tayor.
Yes, I absolutely love it. Thank you. Don't worry, Renee's not going too far. She'll be right back. Say hello to the beautiful people. I have another contributing author. Did we all meet on the same boot camp? I feel like we did. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, say hello to the beautiful people. Say hi.
Hello. Hola.
So go ahead and introduce yourself to the beautiful people.
Well, hey there. I am Lindsey Vertner, and I help high-achieving women who struggle with perfectionism, overthinking, and doubt to increase their clarity, confidence, connection, and cash flow. I was able to do this for myself after fully recovering from a 2007 wreck that left me brain dead and paralyzed. And now it is my purpose to help my clients do that for themselves all around the world. And so that is what I do. You can find me at liveafirstclasslife.com or on all social media platforms at Lindsey Vertner.
Yes. I absolutely love it. We all know each other. Okay.
We're family now.
Right. Like, I feel like we've been on multiple projects together. I feel like did we all meet at the boot camp?
Yeah, I think it was 3.
Did we all meet through boot camp?
I don't remember.
I know I met you through boot camp.
We definitely were.
DM, and I was like, girl, like, we got to be besties, because why does your website look like this? This is amazing. And Vernae, did we meet at the boot camp, or was it? I don't remember. Was it the speaker mastermind?
I don't remember. I think it might have been the public speaking mastermind.
Right. Either way, you see, when you just say yes to things, you know what I'm saying? You invest in yourself. You connect to amazing people. And here we are, like, what, almost 2 years later?
Yeah, it's been a while. It feels like a lifetime, right? All this work we've been doing, honey.
Feel like it's never stopping. Like, we just...
You're going to get this work. You're going to get these books.
And I'm like...
get this information.
Exactly. And them two, I could count on their yes. They'll be like, yep.
I don't even know. You don't even tell. Like, I just went, okay, yes, Chanel, yep. I don't even know where you're leading me. We're going to go. and then I'm going to try to make the deadline, you know.
Like,
Get my teeth.
Exactly. I appreciate you.
But I
guys.
think that's important to, like, I know that's not really where the conversation's going,
Yeah.
but for the listeners and the viewers, like, you can have those true friendships. Like, it burns my soul every time I hear somebody go, I don't have no female friends because blah, 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 whatever reason. And I'm like, who hurt you? Like, yes, there are dirty people in the world, but it's also up to you and your attitude and your mindset to attract the sisterhood that you desire or that you are running and fearful of. Because, like you said, like, you call, it's a yes. How can I support you? What do you need? Like, ain't no issues.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. And listen, we can talk about that because that's what it is in regards to maximum evolution and growing and trauma and experiences. A lot of times it's because we've had bad experiences with other women, right? Like the cattiness, the drama, and so it's a beautiful thing to see people coming together and supporting each other, like supporting each other's wins, supporting each other if we're struggling, whatever it is that we need, we're there for each other. And that's very rare because, child, let me tell you something.
I can tell you, it's very intentional for me. I prayed the prayer, Lord, please bring the right people into my life, people that will not just take up space, that will bring value. I automatically connect with women. I feel like women, we work well together. We speak the same language. We are all empathetic. We all are about that win. We're about our business, you know, and to me, it's not petty. I don't even invite that in my life anymore. At this point, it's all intentional. It's all collaboration. It's all about what is everybody doing in their space. How can we connect? How can we help each other? How can we grow and elevate? Come on, somebody. That's all we really want to do. It's all about growth because I do not want to be who I was 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
5 minutes ago. Period.
You're like, oh no.
You know, you get triggered by something. You're like, oh, I don't like that either. Okay, let's go sit down and evaluate because it's got to go too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm with that.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Let me tell you something. You're absolutely right. I asked for the same thing. I think in 2020, I made a post and I was like, I just want to be surrounded by like-minded individuals that are just like on the same level as me, that are on the same mission, that want the best out of life. I just want to be, and then literally the floodgates opened and I met all of them. And then I was in some co-working session with Steve. Like, it just was insane. And so you're absolutely right in asking for the things to help move your life forward, but also aligning to where you want to go as well. Because that's super important. But at the same time, you know, you got to evaluate people. I say this all the time. Listen, I'm not mean. I promise I'm not all the time.
But you are so New York. You are so New York. I already know. I'm East Coast girl, but New York, y'all are gully.
I don't know what she's talking about. I'm like a Disney princess at all times. Like, I don't even know what she's talking about. Like, I don't even know.
But you're a boss. Real life boss. Listen, devil wears Prada. Listen,
I watched that last night. That's so
my fave. That is one of my faves. And I'm telling you, a boss, see, people don't realize the boss that has to make hard decisions, she ain't got time to be all like cute and coy and docile, like, yes. No, when you have to make things happen, you're going to get a different tone out of me. People don't like that tone. I'm like, this is not Vernae Taylor, your friend, talking to you. This is Vernae the boss. Get it done. When was the deadline? Let's get it going. And so that's where you are.
Yeah,
it's all right, but you're still Chanel. You're still this baby face, beautiful.
And we love all sides.
Yeah. What you say?
I said, and we love all sides.
Oh, yes. I'm working on myself and to get, because we went all the way left, right? But it's important. It's an important topic, no, for real. Like, in being women and working together and collaborating, that all comes with growth, right? Like, in order for us to be able to have those conversations and for us to collaborate and to connect, we have to be secure within ourselves and what we do and what we bring to the table. And oftentimes that's not the case, but it's clear that, you know, we've all done the work. And, you know, if you want to come on this side, you have to do the work, child, because I don't got time. Like, I evaluate everybody. Listen, I want to be friends. I want to be cool. I want to do all those things. But what I will not do is waste my time and energy, child. So like Renee said, yes, let's collab, let's partner, let's see how we can work, and let's be the authority in our spaces and then collab and take over the world. Absolutely. But let me tell you something. When we don't just play.
Lean in.
Okay? So, you know, if you know, we take inventory over here. I hope y'all do the same thing too. We take inventory over here. Like, yes, you're great, but people change. I've changed. Like Renee said, you want to be different from where you were 5 years ago, 2 years ago. I say 5 minutes ago, because child, when I sometimes the spirit, just gets a little right. And so you got to sit down and evaluate yourself. And so you're always in constant change and growth. If you have not changed in the past 10 years, I don't know, something's wrong with you. You definitely not, you definitely not coming over to the maximum evolution side, because we don't got time for stagnant and complacency at all over here. I'm just saying, but you have to take inventory of the people that you have in your life. And I'm not saying kick everybody to the curb. I didn't do that. I did a lot of
kind of, sort of.
sort of. Sorry, not sorry, right? But you have to promote, I say, demote or fire people out of your life. And at the end of the day, you are the CEO of your company, but also the CEO of your life. And what your life looks like is a direct reflection of how you feel internally and what you feel about yourself from a value, worth, and all those other perspectives. And that's what you're going to learn about within this book when you transform from victim to warrior. Because we all have gone through traumas. We've all had obstacles. Trust me, I had one yesterday. You know what I mean? And it's just about how we respond versus react to things. And that's one of the biggest things that I feel most proud of from 2020. What year are we in? 2021. It feels like a blur. 2019 to 2022 just feels like a blur at this point. But literally, that was my mission. My mission was to really transform myself and get rid of the Chanel that I was from the past. I'm not going to tell my age, mind your business, for the past 30 plus years, right? And so within that transformation, I am a new version of myself, and I still love my old self. My old self got me to where I am today and has pulled me. We've been through a lot together, but because she was a victim and had traumas and different things, she was literally how I viewed the world. And it's like, all right, girl, like, to the left, you got to go. And so this is why I actually wrote this project and wanted collaborative authors on this project as well, because I don't help people in transformation. I tried it for 5 minutes and I was like, absolutely not. Like, child, like, I love you and I want to see you grow, child, but I want to see you grow in your business. I don't want to see you grow personally, honey. Come to me when you healed, okay? Because I ain't got time when your mindset is right. So that's why I got these beautiful ladies here, because listen, Lindsey don't play. Like, when we had our own little mini weekend, she had me crying on the couch. Okay, I was like, Lindsey, this is not what I came here for, but it's important to do.
Oh, she had you on the couch. Oh Lord, you was in a session.
She's like, Chanel, you're gonna cry. I'm like, no, I'm not.
In a session.
I'm from New York.
You didn't even know it.
But Lindsey, what would you say in your contributing chapter? What did you share in your chapter?
So my chapter is titled Standing Between Death and Determination. And I just shared a personal story of mine about the wreck that I briefly mentioned when I was introducing myself, and how I had to consciously make the decision to not be a victim and instead be a victor over my obstacles, to step into that warrior space so that I could live the life that I truly desired, and not the life that was thrown up on me and that expectations of those around me thought would be the rest of my life. So I had to decide what I wanted and how I wanted it to go. And so I just talk about that experience and what I learned, and I share a few tips with the readers on how they can also make that decision to move from victim to warrior and truly create the life that you desire for yourself.
Yes, I absolutely. Do you see that? Do you see? Listen, I specifically chose the people. Okay, so if you're on any of my projects, just know that I think that you are extraordinary in any and everything that you do. And hello, Lindsey. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Vernae. She's another one too. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Vernae.
Absolutely. Well, my contribution was called Rewriting Your Story, and how befitting, right? We're authors, we're writers. And so for me, I feel like it's so indicative to who I am as a person and what my brand represents, right? So I help people break through loss and grief, step into their confidence, and dare to live their greatest story. And I realized with a lot of the things that I've been through, trauma, not even recognizing as trauma, my early days in the past, I didn't know what that was. But now that I can identify these traumas, these pains, these challenges, generational curses, things that have happened in my past and in my past history and family, I realize I am not my circumstances. I am not my past. I am not my family. I have the option and the opportunity to take what I know and fuel that pain into a purpose, into a passion. And I get to tell my story the way I want to tell it from here, right? It's like, oh, I can take it from here. So I shared tools on how to fuel that pain into purpose. I shared tools on how to really identify what is going on, and what part do you play in your life, right? Because like we talked about, we're the CEO of our own life. We want to be the victor, and we don't want to be a victim. And how long can we essentially say, oh gosh, this person did this to me and that happened to me, and they did this and they did that? Because at the end of the day, we can only control who we are, who we want to be. We can control the trajectory of our lives and what direction we want to go in. But it's going to take some breaking through, honey. It's going to take some going through. It's going to take some pain. It's going to take some tribulations. It's going to take getting real with yourself. And so I talk about the evolution of me, right? This breakthrough behind me. I'm talking about the breakdowns, right? I'm talking about the challenges, the setbacks, the pitfalls that are going to make me ask those hard questions, to reflect, what happened? Where do we go from here? What do I want? And we talked about it earlier, affirming what you want. Let's stop talking about the bad and the negativity. Let's stop talking about what happened. Let's stop talking about what happened in the past and dare to live our greatest story right now, today. As we have breath in our body, we have the opportunity and the chance to get it right and to make it what we want it to be. So I help you rewrite your story.
Yeah. What I told you, I'm just saying. So within your life, right? Just look, even if you just look in the past year, because we could talk about traumas for days, from like
Mm.
childhood, young adult, mini adult, real adult, right? So in the past year, and I hate talking about I don't even like to say the word, the P word and the C word, but what do you
Right.
feel is a challenge that you've overcome, both personally and business wise, within the past year?
Oh, I can definitely. Oh,
Go ahead.
you want to start, Lindsay?
Yeah, go ahead, Renee. You said you might. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, honey, I have never experienced
I
grief.
love what you said, honey.
Listen, it's that honey. You got to put a honey on it, right? Because it's something about, it's like an exclamation point for us. But really, grief and loss. I never dealt with it so strongly. Here it is at the top of the P word, right? I am honoring my father, who I lost 10 years prior, right? Not realizing that I thought I was going to be writing a book about poetry, honey. We were just going to talk about our creativity, and we're going to sit in that, and it's going to be beautiful and fluid and poetry emotion. No, God said, no, we need a book about grief, because that's what's going to happen. And so here I am honoring my father. And now, in the midst of some of my highest highs and accomplishments in my life, I'm now dealing with the greatest grief of my life, losing the matriarch of my family, losing my grandmother, who was a mother to me, who raised me, right? My father's side, because that was my father's mother, is who raised me. So this woman was the only real maternal bond that I knew, the person that taught me love, right? The person that, she was my why. So talk about a challenge. When we say we're entrepreneurs, right? They would say, what is your why? Start with why, right? They wrote a book about it. And now I'm like, wait a minute, my why didn't went out the door. She's gone. What now? Why? What gets me up in the morning? What fuels me? What's going to make me fulfilled and happy? Because this person is no longer here to physically see me in the earthly realm, to say, good job, great job. You're transitioning here, you're transitioning there. So those were some of the challenges I dealt with. And I realized that this is all about the breakthrough. Be careful for the things that you ask for, because you might just get it, because it's happening real time. God says, oh, you want to help people break through? Okay, well, I'm going to take you through some things where you're going to have to break through. And what breakthrough means is you keep going. You keep moving forward. You don't stay stuck. You feel it. You allow yourself to feel it. I call it space and grace. You allow yourself to feel it. You identify that thing. You write it down, get it out of your body, express it, vent, whatever you need to do, but keep moving forward. And that's what it's all about. And so that's what I'm doing now.
Yes. Okay. Whew, you said a big one, because I, I lost my grandma in 2018, so I understand. Similar, like
You're the
she was
best.
like a second mom to me. Like she raised us. Like we all lived. Lord, I don't know how we made it through. It was like the Brady Bunch child, and we all lived in the same, like a four-family house. Like all of their kids had a
What?
floor, right? And so we all, like all the
Nice.
cousins, we all grew up, and she was the person that took care of us, watched us when the adults were going out, watched us after school and all that. And so when she passed, I just understand
Yes.
what you must have gone through and what you had to feel and how you had to push through. And you said space and grace. I say feel, deal, and heal. And like, so we are like, I get it 150%. And the same last year, we lost my uncle, who was like a father figure to me. We were like, he was legit like a father figure to me. Like my son is not an emotional person, and he was bawling when he found out that he passed. I was scared to tell him, child. Like right. And right. And so how I pushed through, one, I had to show up and like make sure that everything in, the CEO version of myself, to make sure everything was good to go, and all those other pieces. But then with the family, it's just like, how do you move forward when you have such a loss? Like, how do you really truly heal from something like that, right? Because it's like, I feel like that's one of the biggest obstacles that you have, or things you have to overcome. And you can't necessarily overcome it because you're always going to miss them, right? You see the videos, you see the pictures, you have the memories and the experiences. And so it's like, what could I do to really push forward? And so I literally went to his grave and I sat there for like 20 to 30 minutes. I didn't get to really like emotionally like cry and really be in that space and during that time. So I, like 2 months later, I just went to his gravesite and I cried and I apologized. I felt like I could have did more to save him, even though I really couldn't, right? But I felt like I could have. And so I just said, moving forward, everything that I want to do, every download that I get, everything that I said I want to accomplish within my heart, within my soul, within my root chakra, all the chakras, whatever, I'm gonna make it happen, because you no longer have the option to. And so since then, I just been on fire. I'm not playing. Like, we just getting started, okay? Just so you know, we are just getting started. And I loved our episode that we recorded together, Vernae, earlier last year, because we talked about that. We literally were in the midst of breaking through and going through obstacles and making the change and making the shifts. And it was just it was such a great episode, because we were both kind of going through similar transformations and challenges, and in the overcoming space, and being like, "Oh, girl, I'm tired, but we ain't gonna give up today." And so it was like it was just really great to kind of see that someone else is having the same challenges but are still pushing forward as well. Because sometimes you feel like you're alone, right? And so when you feel like you're alone, then you really get stuck into a depression. So kind of having somebody that you can kind of relate to and know that, okay, you have someone that is on the same path and on the same journey and wants to heal and wants to move forward, it just makes things feel a little bit better, right? And so shout out to you, Vernae, for always being your transparent self and always sharing. I appreciate you. Go ahead, Lindsey.
Let's see. I would say that this is a hard one for me, but what first comes to mind is just overcoming the urge to push myself. What I mean by that is that I really spent a lot of last year listening to my body as soon as it told me, rather than a month or two later. So as soon as I was feeling down in the dumps or ill or whatever it was, like, I took a break, I took a rest, I took a self-care, and I really listened. And there were a lot of times that I wanted to get and do some work. I wanted to, grind it out and get something done so that it'll be ready for such and such date. And I didn't. I kept myself in hibernation, I should say, in a hibernation of healing, because I did have a lot of illness in 2020, and didn't nobody know what was going on, child. And I didn't necessarily publicize that all on my pages. Like, I was still showing up because, I had clients to serve, I have a family to serve, and all of those things. So I was still showing up, but behind the scenes, it was like, all right, I really need to make sure I take care of my body. And if I wasn't, I was trying to think of a clever way to say COVID, but I can't think of nothing. So, there's the panini, the panorama, but I don't got nothing for COVID. Like, so it wasn't any of that. Like, I had my fair share of COVID tests in 2020, and they was all negative, thank God, because that's the only thing I'm claiming is negative in health protection right out here. So just all of the different things. And even whenever they had wanted to prescribe me some medicine, and I got to looking at what it's for and like the symptoms, and I was like, I put in the prescription, but I'm not gonna go pick it up. Because I'm like, wait a minute, that don't even match what I got. And now I feel like y'all just prescribing stuff just to be prescribing stuff. Excuse me, that got all tongue twister. But just giving me stuff just because y'all feel like y'all should, but y'all don't really know. So I'm not about to be putting these other things in my body. and just having to wait it out naturally and things like that, because there were a couple weeks where I was down throughout last year, and like for real down for the count. And it takes me a lot to really get sick to where I'm not getting up and not eating and things like that. So just listening to my body and not pushing through like I would normally do. So that was something that I feel like was an obstacle that I overcame in the past year. And going along with that, you guys were talking about grieving. And so I just want to talk about grief in a different sense, because I know a lot of times when people talk about grief, we think of the loss of someone physically actually passing away. But I often want to remind people that you can suffer from grief in so many different ways. Like, essentially, all of us have been grieving from the panini because we're grieving the life that was before. Not that it was the most perfect, greatest life ever, but essentially, world as we know it is no longer. And now we are creating a new normal. And so for me, I had to grieve the loss of a friendship. Now, over the years, I have been able to really create boundaries and cut off who I need to cut off and all of those things. But this one was particularly hurtful because I've supported this person throughout the years from the day we met. And then to find out and discover how they were attacking not only me, but my character and my business. Like, it was really hurtful for me, especially because they know who I am as a person. And I had to come to the terms and understand that, like, one, I've taken them as high as I can personally take them. And two, everything that they're doing and the behavior that they're displaying is not a reflection of me, which was a big thing to overcome because I consider that person a friend. And it was like, I tried to gently be like, look, sister, I love you, but let me tell you what's going on right now. Like, you know, pulled them to the side a couple different times. And it was just that last straw, like, yo, all right, let's wrap it up, put a bow on it, send it away. And I had to grieve the loss of that friendship. So I just want to remind everybody out there that you could be grieving a lot of different things. The loss of a relationship, like maybe if you're going through a divorce, a friendship, the loss of maybe yourself in career or kids, all different ways that you can grieve. So I'm kind of glad that you guys brought that up, just so other people can relate to, like, hey, this thing that I'm feeling, maybe it is a grief of some sort.
Yes, sorry. Listen,
My name is Lindsey, and I yield the mic.
Like when you like up and coming, your studio might be in the house, right? So, so I was just trying to make sure it was quiet. So I'm like, can I unmute? Okay, I can unmute. All right, but yes.
Listen, I was sitting here texting my kids like, I can hear you and y'all friends yelling. Be quiet, I'm recording.
Oh my gosh. Listen, again, it's just being dedicated to your dream and the things that you want to accomplish, right? But you said a lot, and I completely agree in regards to listening to, like, literally, I feel like I went through everything you said simultaneously in the past couple of years, right? And you're absolutely right in the loss of a friendship and the loss of a relationship. And sometimes it happens like 1, 2, 3, or 1, 1A, 1B, like, you know what I mean? And so it's a lot to manage, it's a lot to overcome, and it shows your tenacity and it shows your strength as well, but also the strength to make that decision, right? To make the decision to say, I'm going to choose myself, and choosing yourself from a self-care perspective. First class life, that's all Lizzie talks about, okay? It's self-care, okay? Like self-care all day. Like, to the point that I feel guilty if I don't listen to my body and take the time to like meditate and do the things for myself, right? And so you're absolutely right in listening to your body. And I feel like as women, and maybe just not women, I feel like men too, like we push ourselves past our limit because we feel like we have to show up in every single way and we owe it to everybody else. But then sometimes when you do that, then like you said, you may lose yourself, right? Then you become depleted and you have all these illnesses or whatever it is that's happening, and your body trying to tell you, and you're like, no, sorry, I hear you. I know I have like I know I feel tired. I know I feel stressed, but I got this deadline, right? Like, I gotta get this done. The people are waiting, and it's like, girl, if you don't sit down and like just pick yourself and just calm down. Like the beauty of being your own boss is you can be like, oh, okay, well, I said I was gonna release this on January 31st, but I think September sounds really great instead, right? But ultimately, choosing yourself, listening to your body, listening to your emotions, taking the time to really truly love on yourself, listening to your inner child. That was something very big as well. Like if my inner child was like, girl, I just want to go sit in the park, that's what I went and did. If my inner child was like, I just want to take a nap, that's what I did. And so I've been, like Lindsey said, listening to your body, listening to the cues, because you get the whisper, like it tells you, like, listen, girl, like we need to go to sleep. We need some water. We need a margarita and a beach. We need something. If you open that laptop one more time, I swear we shutting down. And then you on the couch for like 2 weeks, right? So it's listening to your body. And also to touch on the grief piece, absolutely. Friendships, relationships, loss of somebody from the physical world it's all losses. But when you have the relationship, the friendships, and like Lindsey, you triggered me, Chad, because I experienced that a lot in my life where people just, you think they're your friend and they out here just slandering you, trying to take you down, poke holes in your ship, burn the ship down, like all these things. And it's like, girl, why? What's wrong with you, right? And sometimes you keep giving people the benefit of the doubt, and then they keep showing you, and it's like, all right, God, I heard you. Finally, I'm going to do what you said to do, and it gotta go, and it hurts. It does, right? It's a pain that is undescribable. But at the end of the day, when you make the decision to remove the things that you need to out of your life, it actually helps to propel you quicker, sooner, faster to wherever it is that you want to be, right? So, I have a new system in place. I have my inventory. I do quarterly. Sorry if you didn't make the cut, but I do my inventory quarterly. And now my new policy is you have one opportunity if I don't know you. And if I love you, you get three. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you 3 chances. 3. And then after that, you Casper. I'm kidding. I'm not that bad. Okay, maybe I am a little bit, but don't judge me. But anyways, ladies, what would you say is one accomplishment that you are most proud of in this past year? Lindsey, you can go first because Renee went first last time.
So I'll just take it along those same lines. And I will say at the same time, I'm most proud of listening to my body. And, one of my coaches always says, the numbers don't lie. And I'm so glad that I have systems in place, because there was a moment where I was kind of feeling down on myself, like, dang, you didn't launch what you were supposed to launch. Why? Because I was taking care of myself in the physical sense and the emotional sense as well. And so to this day, I still ain't launched what I had planned on launching before all that had went down, right? But I was feeling down on myself because I didn't launch what I had planned on launching. I wasn't where I personally wanted to be, like with growth and, the projection I had for 2021 and all of these things. But when I look back in the numbers, like, I actually had a great year. So I always say, where your focus goes, your energy flows. And so I had to remind myself of my own damn quote because I was focused on what I hadn't achieved and what I didn't get that I had planned for, instead of all that had occurred. I had an amazing support system. I had, great client results all through the year, like life-changing client results. And there were so many other things that did happen and that were phenomenal and were great, that I didn't even plan for, but they had all occurred. And so I had to, do my own mindset shift and focus on, wait a minute. Your numbers say you did good. And like, when you actually look back at the track record, you have done a lot. And so I had to pat myself on the back and say, good job. Well done, Lindsey. Overall, in general, like, yes, you took time for yourself, but everything was still running as it needed to run. And you did that. Okay. You did that. And you probably worked the least amount this whole year, yet you still achieved more. So we need more of those, but not because of sickness and death and stuff.
No, you just want a 4-hour work week. Okay. Like, that's it.
4-hour work month. How about that?
There you go. There you go. There was some. Okay, first of all, she talking about she had not going to be. This child posted. She had 2 posts worth of things that she accomplished. I don't know what the child. If Lindsay don't sit down somewhere, like, listen, I will say I feel like we are all victims of this, and because we have very high expectations of what we want to accomplish and what we want to do and of who we are, right? And so like sometimes we are our own worst critics, and we sometimes mentally jump ourselves. I'll tell you, I did that about 17 times last year. That might be undercounting, okay? Right? So I'm proud of you as well. You know what I mean? For taking that moment. Honestly, when you do that, right? When you have that mindset shift, that was a key word that you said. When you have that mindset shift to say, all right, like, yeah, okay, fine. I didn't do all of these things. But when I look at it on the glass half full, I think I'm learning how to do that because, child, I've always been half empty for a very long time. Like, girl, well, okay, we made that, but we really need to do this. Oh, we did this. Okay, well, we really want to do that. But now shifting the mindset of the half being glass full. What? The glass being half full, then it helps you. That actually unlocks abundance, right? That actually unlocks a new level of yourself, right? To be very honest, being in gratitude for where you are, versus being focused on where you're not. That's where you really truly start unlocking new opportunities, new collaborations, new money. Okay, because we over here we gonna have 7-figure months. Okay, so we're gonna toast to 7-figure months. I'm just saying a year. No, honey, what are you talking about? We want that a month. Okay, stop playing. But anyways, I commend you for sure, because that's a true big deal. Like, yes, we can make monetary goals, yes, we can make client goals, but ultimately it's really how we feel internally, and loving ourselves and taking the time for ourselves, because that will then truly allow us to really truly have life wins, right? So shout out to you, Lindsay. Go ahead, Bernie.
Well, yes. First of all, I love that you said unlocking abundance. That's a word right there. We need to put that on a t-shirt or something like that. So yes, Lindsay is hilarious when she talks about, oh, this projections and she wasn't really performing well.
Girl,
honey,
go to
the outside world,
her Instagram page, child.
Slaying, right? She's slaying for everybody else. And I tell people, I remember one time somebody came for me back in my corporate days, and this woman came for me, and I told her, I had to tell her and shut her up for the last time, even on my worst day, I'm better than most. And I said it just like that with this neck here. You hear me? So Lindsay on her worst day is still slaying. You hear me? But I do want to go back for just a moment, because I do want people to get this word. When Lindsay talks about grief, we talked about it on the show, Breakdown to Breakthrough, right? With Back Some Evolution Evolve. We talked about these losses and these changes and the transitions that we were going through. And we talked about how, for me, it was happening in threes, right? I turned 1 year older. I picked up my life and had to say goodbye to my family home, our entire family home that, raised generations upon generations of kids. I picked up my life and moved across state, and then experienced the loss of a loved one, right? So all of these things happen in threes. But what I realized, God taking me out of my comfort zone, God taking me away from my normal people, right? The people I grew up with, the people that I was familiar with. And what I realized, and I want people to get this word, that he will put us in the wilderness sometimes. Come on, somebody. And especially with that loss of a relationship. And I tell you, it just kind of rolled off my back. And I've dealt with that, where the grief of a relationship was so heavy on my heart, where I had to talk about it in my therapy, honey. This time, it was just kind of like, okay, I wish you well. Godspeed. You feel what I'm saying? It's like that type of growth. Is that type of evolution, no pun intended, where you can just say goodbye and I wish you well. And there's no hurt feelings. There's no harm done. It's just, oh, we're going in separate ways. And that's all it is. So just know that sometimes to get you into your purpose and propel you into your greatest story and where you need to be, your first class life or your maximum evolution or your breakthrough, God's going to put you in the wilderness. So just wanted to drop that word in there. Now, getting back,
right. Where's the connection?
Genesis chapter 4, verse 32. I'm lying. That's not what that is. I just made that up. But she definitely was preaching and giving a sermon. Mm-hmm.
But now back to the question at hand in terms of the major accomplishment. I would definitely say, of course, the accomplishment of doing the things and seeing these things that I wrote about in my journal, or back in the day, we used to call it diaries when I was a kid, seeing these things come into fruition, seeing these things manifested, being a published author, being a speaker, international speaker, connecting with people, across the globe, right? Thank God to technology that we can broaden our horizons, we can broaden our reach. Just on this platform here, right? Speaking to people, and everybody all over the world can hear us and connect to us in a bigger way. I love my greatest accomplishment in terms now coming through this breakthrough and realize, okay, I started this story and breakthrough, but now we're talking about our breakthrough podcast. I'm talking about a community where now we can tell our stories and we can really help to connect each other, but most importantly, support each other through the process. Because I was one that I did not like the process. I'm the first one to tell you I don't like change. No. I'm very regimented. I want to know from A to Z. Listen, this is my routine. I do this. That's where I left it. I need it there at the same place, same time. The next day, you better not touch it. And that's kind of how I was. So it was just it was such an accomplishment for me to push through these things, to break through these things, to be able to sustain my life, my being, my goals, and my values, or the core values of who I am, in spite of these tragedies. I mean, grave tragedies, to lose a matriarch, to say goodbye to your family home, to pick up and move to the Midwest. Like, where do you do that at? And I'm here making it happen, making these connections, and really saying, you know what, there's something and somebody here that needs this word, somebody here that needs this message, somebody here, a woman that needs to get this inspiration and needs to know that she can get through it too. And that's important to me. So really just being able to show up, being able to still walk in your purpose or relentlessly pursue it. Come on, because sometimes we feel like, oh, we have to put these things down. No, we don't have to put these things down. And as you mentioned earlier, Chanel, as long as we have breath in our body, the people that we say goodbye to, they didn't have a chance. Your uncle didn't have a chance. My grandmother, honey, well, she lived 91 long years. She did everything, honey. She was ready. She was ready. God was ready for her, and I think we want them to hold on for us. But essentially, she lived her life to the fullest. But I think about my dad, 57 years old. There's so much more that he wanted to accomplish. So just being able to push through and live in my purpose and step in it and walk in it every single day so that we can secure legacy, so that what they couldn't do, we can do, is accomplished enough. So that is what I'm most proud of.
Yes, listen, I say all the time, you moved from Jersey, right?
Yes.
Okay, so me moving to Jersey feels like I'm moving to California. Okay, I live in New York my entire life.
I
So
was less
people
than an
that,
hour from you.
okay, right, but listen, not even that. People moving to Ohio, people moving to Florida, people moving to California, people moving to Egypt, people moving to what? I can't even. I was stressed moving to Yonkers. It's only 20 minutes from the Bronx, child. Like, what the heck? So I commend you. Anybody that does that, I'm like, I take risks and I bet on myself all the time, but whoo, sounds really stressful. So I commend you for that. I
In
commend you
Jersey?
for that. What happened?
Vernae, you moved within Jersey? Like
No, honey. I moved from Jersey to Ohio. I'm currently in Ohio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I had to get on that ass a little bit. So sorry, I said ass, like my bad.
Yes.
You was like, who does that move to the Midwest? Wait a minute, Midwest born and
Honey,
raised.
That's
So
I know,
welcome,
right?
honey, welcome. Okay, but then whenever y'all said New Jersey, I was like, wait, I don't consider New Jersey Midwest. Ohio, hey neighbor,
Yes.
welcome.
Yes.
Oh, maybe we can do. Okay, we talk about that offline. Maybe we can do like a little mini. I'm just saying. But anyways, but yes. So what would be? We're gonna take a commercial break really quickly because I have this amazing trailer and listen, y'all gonna see it anyway. So what would you give? What would one tip be that you would? What is one tip that you would give to somebody that is maybe going through things and is ready for a transformation? What would you advise them to do?
Well, I would advise them to do like I said earlier and have a mindset shift where your focus goes, your energy flows. The things that we focus on is what we attract more of into our life. So if we're constantly focused on, I don't got enough money for this bill, I don't got the support I want, whether it's to go to school or start a business or get a promotion or whatever it is, you attract more of that energy and those type of relationships into your life. I always say, like, if you busy looking at the obstacles on the left, then you can't see the opportunities on your right because you can't look both ways at the same time. You got to pick one. And then once you pick, you can't be wishy-washy on the fence. You got to commit to that decision. And oftentimes, unfortunately, the majority of people are committed to seeing the obstacles. They're looking to the left. And it's like, if you would just, one, be grateful for what you do have, to focus on what it is that you do want, and then shift your mind and shift your head to the right, then you'll start to see, oh, wait a minute, the support I needed was right there all along. Yes, I had to step out of my comfort zone to reach it, but now I can see that it's there, and it's up to me to take the action that I need to obtain that opportunity that is going to unlock the next door to that next level. And then once I get there, oh, there's another key that unlocks the next level. But we're so focused on all the 1 keys and 100 levels that we don't have, that we don't even get the key that we need to unlock that next level, because we're stuck in the room looking at the obstacles on the left. So where your focus goes, your energy flows. Just shift your mindset, be grateful, and, turn to the right, and you'll see the opportunities.
Yes. What is that? What are those rooms called? I love them. Where you go when you got to find all escape room. There you go. That is what it is like. Okay, you get the hidden clues, and you sit here looking in the box that don't have anything in it, looking in the book that has nothing to do for you. And then when you just take that moment and be like, oh, there, it's like right there on the wall. Like it's right there. But because we're focused on all the wrong things, we're missing the great clue. So it's like an escape room. I like that. Good job, Lindsey. Go ahead, Vernae.
Well, I like the tagline. I mean, we are getting it with the taglines today. I mean, we really should be putting that in the chat where, I don't know, we need to make sure that people have those, that they stay locked in and maybe, frame it or something. Because these are quotes. These are really great nuggets. For me, I believe it's and I lost my train of thought that quick. What was I going to say? Help me out, Chanel. What was I going to say?
You were probably going to say something about sticking to yourself, knowing your vision.
Yes, the tips. Yes, the tips. Thank you. I tell you. Listen, that's how we know we're growing. We're aging, but beautifully. Okay, we're evolving, right? We're elevating. So yes, tips. My tip, simply put, rest but don't quit. I did a talk about this. Rest, but don't quit. This is why I say space and grace. This is why I'm still standing after having some devastating losses, simply because I give myself the space and grace. I allow myself a lot of time. We're going to cry today. You're going to get this out today, and then you're going to go out there and then you're going to conquer the world, right? You're going to take this space to whether write it down, cry it out, scream it out, sing it, whatever it is, to get it out of my body, just to identify what that feeling is, and then be able to move past it. Don't give up. Simply put, don't give up, because there's something in you. Someone needs to hear your story. Someone that is hanging on dear life is literally watching you, waiting to see what is your next move. What would Vernae do in this? What would Chanel do in this? What would Lindsey do in this? Yeah, so she came back from death. Come on now. I mean, there's nothing greater than that. So essentially, there's nothing that can stop us. Only you. If you're still here and you can breathe and you can see yourself, you can see your hands, you've got purpose in your body, there's still desires in your heart, there's passions and skills and gifts that were given to you that are uniquely yours, then you've got more work to do. So rest, take a breather, take a pause, take a self-care day, weekend, month, year, whatever it is, but get back on there and keep it moving, because somebody needs to hear it. Somebody needs to hear your story, and somebody's life, it may be dependent on your next move. So let's just be real about it. Rest, but don't quit.
I love that. Absolutely. Listen, rest, but don't quit. Okay. Like no matter what, you just need to take that moment. You need to take that. I call it a hiatus. I say hibernation too. And then also, if things are going to happen, you're going to have emotions. People are going to piss you off, child. You know what I mean? Whether it's the client, whether it's a family member, or it might be yourself. You might be mad at yourself, right? But what you do, I'll tell you what I do. I give myself, listen, you have 5 minutes or 15 minutes to cry. And depending on how devastating it has been, I give myself 72 hours. But past that, it's like, listen, girl, all right, I understand. But like, we got things to do, and we got things to take over, and money to bank, and things to accomplish. So like, it's just, we give ourselves time, but also give ourselves a time limit, because you don't want to get stuck in those emotions. You want to get stuck in those feelings. You want to get stuck in that place, right? So listen, if you got to set a timer, a calendar reminder, whatever it is, give yourself the time to heal, to feel, to deal, but then make sure that you heal. All right, now enjoy this little commercial. We'll be right back. Don't go I don't know if you like that trailer, but I love that trailer. Okay. I just love the aesthetics and the colors and the, you know, branding and marketing is, you know, something that I love to do. And these ladies here, they love it too. I'm just saying. But anyways, we're here for the Maximum Evolution book launch, and I'm super excited about it. If you haven't gotten your copy yet, go to maximumevolutionbook.com to get your copy. But don't do it right now. Do it after we're done. But what we're going to do next is we're going to have these amazing ladies say what's up next for them. Because, you know, we're all game changers. We're money makers. We over here just, you know, taking over the world. And so we always have something come in. You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted. You might see a little announcement on Instagram and think that, oh, that's what they doing. No. We just getting started. This is only the beginning. It is only up from here. Okay. And so I'm going to give the stage to Vernae to say, what's up next for her? You better promote everything you got, girl. I'm not playing with you. You already know I don't care.
You already know. Oh my goodness. So what's next? First off, shout out to our Breakthrough podcast, as we just premiered on the 6th. We premiered in the UK and Midway Radio. We are going to be premiering in February here in Columbus, Ohio on the Unbossed Network. So I'm excited about that. That is going to be syndicated soon. We are working on I Am Breaking Through Journal, which we will go ahead and couple that with the relaunch of Breakthrough behind me here, and Breakthrough Conference, spring 2022. So we are moving, we are shaking. Everybody's about to get the breakthrough. You get a breakthrough. You get a breakthrough. You get a breakthrough. It's all about just going up from here and really helping people understand, listen, you can get through this. We are in this together. This is why I called it Our Breakthrough podcast. I'm super excited about this, doing this on my own and really just bringing people together, real stories, real conversation, and giving you real tools to go from pain to purpose, breakdown to breakthrough, from your past to living your greatest story. So that's what we're doing.
I love it. Tell the people how they can connect with you.
Oh, I didn't hear you, honey.
Tell people how to connect with you.
Yes. So at Vernae Taylor, as you see listed here across all media platforms, make sure that you like and subscribe our Breakthrough podcast across all media platforms and where you hear your podcast, and stay locked in to everything that I'm doing. You'll find it there. Vernae Taylor, VernaeTaylor.com is going to be rebooted, along with our BreakthroughPodcast.com. That is going to be launching as well. So you'll make sure that you can actually stay plugged in and you'll know what's going on. And the newsletter will be coming out soon so that you can stay updated with all of the happenings from here to Scotland to Indonesia. But right now I'm repping Ohio, but I'm still Jersey till I die. So at Vernae Taylor and our Breakthrough podcast everywhere. Find it.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Lindsey, you up next, girl. Go ahead. Tell me what's next for you.
Well, I'm super excited because earlier we were talking about sisterhood and, just those like minds of authentic support and encouragement, and where it's not cattiness, not pettiness, it's not no competition or anything. Double negative, not no. But it's not a competition between you and your sister friends. And I'm super excited to be launching Co-work and Chill. We will have virtual co-working sessions of other high achieving leaders, just like myself, like Vernae, like Chanel, and all the other high achieving ladies that want to join us. So I'll be having virtual co-working sessions. We'll have some hot seats where we can, bounce ideas and give live feedback and actually take action and get shit done right there on the call. And then y'all know I love me a good time. So we will have quarterly live destination masterminds of Co-work and Chill, to where we get to bring the computers, but actually meet up in person with the house and work on our businesses, work on our goals while we enjoy, a pool and a margarita or two. So Co-work and Chill is what I'm super excited about for this coming year. And then you can find me across all social media at Lindsey Vertner, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever is your pleasure, at Lindsey Vertner, LindseyVertner. If you are interested in booking me for coaching or speaking, live a first class life, you can buy all of your personal development products, books, and apparel at firstclasslifeshop.com. And lastly, I have a free gift for the viewers and listeners. I know I just gave a lot of websites to y'all, but y'all got it. Y'all got it. As long as you find me, you'll find all the other stuff. But I do have something specially for you. So I want you to take action in achieving your goals and moving from victim to warrior. So make sure you go to takeactiondownload.com to download your complimentary gift. It's an action plan guide that's going to effectively help you to do just that.
Yeah, listen, I told you I only deal with extraordinary people. I'm just saying. So co-work and chill and with a beach anytime, anywhere, anywhere. But I appreciate you, lovely ladies, for saying yes to this project, and I appreciate you for your time and your energy and all those other things. And we only, as I said, we're only just beginning. So make sure you tap into what we got going over here, Maximum Evolution, but also what Lindsey and Renee has going on as well. So this one last thing before we go. Any words of advice to give to our lovely listening audience? And if you haven't gotten the book yet, you better go get it right now. Okay, you can do split screens. You can open a new tab. Stop playing with me. Go to MaximumEvolutionBook.com. Okay, go ahead, Lindsey. Any last advice that you want to give to our lovely listening
Let's
audience?
see. My last advice would go off of the tip I gave earlier about where your focus goes, your energy flows. So what I want to share with you is that you are a seed and everything you need is already inside of you. And so when you think about your life and the goals that you have personally and professionally, oftentimes we're hit with these obstacles and we can feel smothered. We can feel like everything is crumbling around us. We might not want to get out of bed. We might not be motivated to do what we need to do. But if you think about a seed, all you see is that little pebble. You don't see the tree or the flower or the vegetable or whatever is going to grow out of that seed. You just see the seed, and then you put it in the ground and you cover it with dirt. Dirt is dirty. It's cold, it's damp, it's dark, but it's in the perfect position to grow and bloom into something beautiful for your body or for the earth. And so you are a seed and everything you need is already inside of you. So the next time you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I keep getting hit with these obstacles and with struggle after struggle and this after this, remember, shift that mindset. Focus on what you do have and make the conscious, intentional decision to say, wait, I'm not buried, but instead I'm planted and I'm in the perfect position to grow and to bloom into who I want to become.
All I gotta say is you better. We planted. Okay, we planted over here. I don't know what kind of tree I am, but I know I'm a tree.
Rooted.
You
Honey.
know,
What does Sierra
rooted.
say? We
Okay, we
rooted.
planted rooted.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Renee.
We are definitely rooted. Well, I like that. I'm going to just piggyback off of what she said in terms of intentionality, right? You need to be intentional. You would need to be constantly rewriting your story, right? Like we don't have to be the same that we were yesterday. 2 minutes ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, what have you. You are the writer and the CEO of your life and of your story. And you can become whatever you want to become. So continuously, each day, consistently affirm what it is that you want, affirm who it is that you want to be, right? And write it down. There's something about the power of the pen, writing it down, seeing it there, being able to revisit it, right? Being able to visualize it, being able to hold yourself accountable. But rest and don't quit. Keep moving forward. And sometimes it's little baby steps every day. It's little actions that you take every day. It's little commitments that you make to yourself and you get it done every day. And before you know it, you have made some strides. Just remember, what is the ultimate goal? Who is it that you want to be? Think about what that is. And just always remember and have that goal in mind. Because if you know what the bigger, larger picture is, you're going to continuously move towards that. And just keep that in mind, even when you're in the wilderness, even when you're down in the dirt, you're down in the dumps, even when you're by yourself, even when you have this doubt, you can speak life into yourself and you can continue to move forward. So rest, don't quit, be intentional, affirm what it is that you want. Forget about what it is that you don't want. Affirm what it is that you want and see that glass half full, right? And keep moving forward and dare to live your greatest story.
Yeah, that was so beautiful. Like, Tayor, you guys are so amazing. I can't. Like, I can't. Again, I appreciate you guys for your contribution to this project. I appreciate you guys being here on this virtual launch and sharing your tips. Connect with these ladies, okay? Everybody that's on this project, I promise you, is phenomenal, extraordinary, game changing, and will change your life. I promise you. That's why we connected, okay? I don't like game changers. I'm just saying. So make sure that your circle is strong. Make sure your circle is right. And make sure that you achieve all your dreams. And until next time, it's been real, beautiful people. Tap it. Listen, I don't care. Y'all going to get this trailer again. Listen, that's the purpose of why we are here. But again, thank you, ladies. Say bye to the beautiful people. And just like that, it's a wrap. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate your support. Connect with me at Chanel Spencer now everywhere. Okay, everywhere, just everywhere, social, everywhere. Okay, and I appreciate all of you for tuning in. I appreciate everyone that has purchased the book. I appreciate all the contributing authors. I appreciate everybody. I'm just in gratitude for the journey. I'm in gratitude for all that I've accomplished and all that I will continue to accomplish. And I'm in gratitude for all of you. And until next time, it's been real. Bye, beautiful people. Oh, get that book, MaximumEvolutionBook.com. All right, bye.